Hello and welcome to the Behind the Beat podcast with me, Katie Russell from Planet Drum Music School in London. Join us as we talk to special guests and industry professionals about all things music. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Behind the Beat podcast with me, Katie Russell. Today we are going to be speaking with Alain Maurel, who is the founder of the Planet Drum Music School in London. So let's just dive straight in. Hi, how are you? You right?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Katie. How are you doing?
Yes, good. Thank you. Let's just go straight to the first question. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into drumming.
Okay, I got into drumming because I really like the sound of jazz and rock and roll.
Yeah.
I was raised with, music at home, and I used to listen to jazz, with my parents, and my brother was into all the 60s stuff, so Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, Iggy Pop, I remember that from back then. And then when I got to about 15, 16, I wanted to play. And I went for drums just because, it seemed to be easier to play,
We used to play piano, didn't you?
I played piano when I was a kid. Yeah. So I bought my first drum kit and started playing in bands more or less straight away. And then, this is how it happened. I started when I was, I guess, my first gig I must have been about 17-year-old.
Amazing. So when did you start up Planet Drum?
I started back in 1996.
Wow, a long time ago.
The story is that I had a studio in London Bridge, and I shared it with another musician, another drummer, Mirko, who is now running Planet Drum in Berlin. He's got 4 studios in Berlin now.
Wow.
And we decided to basically start teaching from there between tours, because, he'd be doing quite a lot of gigging and stuff, and I was as well. And when he took on my students, I took on his students when he was away. So this is where the idea of the school started. And then a few years later, we moved to Camden in 2004, and then Mirko moved back to Berlin, actually, a few months later. And this is when he opened up his first school there. And then we stayed in Camden for 10 years.
Wow.
And that was great. It was a good place to have a studio. And then we moved to Islington back in 2014. That's where we are now, on the Holloway Road near Highbury. And we've got a great place, really good studios. And so that's now nearly 20 years, or it's more than 20 years actually, that we actually, teach.
So when you started it up, 20 years ago, did you expect it to still be ongoing and thriving today? Like, did you have that in your mind when you started it up, that it was going to be a long-term thing?
Well, it's impossible to know what's happening tomorrow, but the idea was to, set up a business, in that we wanted to have a steady income, from making music, and we wanted to do something we really enjoyed, and I think we've managed to do that. Just really have make money from something we really want to do when we wake up every day, which is great. And then back in 2001. We worked with the Royal Festival Hall for about 7 years, which gave us a bit more exposure. We started putting workshops together with people like Stuart Copeland, and famous drummers.
Oh, wow.
It's just been really exciting since then. So, we didn't know it was going to, develop into something bigger. It did. Which I'm really grateful for. I'm just looking to the next day and next year now.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say are your teaching methods, like your approach to teaching? Because I remember just before I did my first singing lesson, you told me that it's 90% about people skills and 10% about technique. Do you still stand by this?
Yeah. Teaching is about human skills, and I think you have to install the love of something into someone else, like
Yeah.
or maybe they have it already. But my job is really to make sure they're going to enjoy the lesson and appreciate the music more than teaching technique. The idea that the teacher needs to make people appreciate how to make music and what you can get out of it, really. So it's about listening and building up your knowledge as well. Like in terms of drums, what drummers, what the history of a drum kit,
Yeah.
what famous drummers do you need to know about, and feed your technical work from music, which is really about knowing who did what, listening to different styles, from jazz to rock, and just really be open-minded. So. And then obviously, you need to just be, as a teacher, you need to be a good listener. And so, yes, human skills are number one.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose you could be the world's best drummer or the world's best singer, but I guess if you can't relate to someone or communicate to someone, it's going to be quite difficult.
I've seen that many times. You've got some good players who are incapable of teaching anything.
Yeah.
They just so. That's something you learn as well. I mean, it's really like talking with someone. You just exchange. It's an exchange, right?
Yeah, definitely. Amazing. So, how do you think that music teaching has changed since you first started Planet Drum? Do you think the way in which teachers teach music lessons has changed?
Well.
So, like, take the last year, for example, because obviously everything had to go online, hasn't it?
Is the technology that has changed, so we had to learn a new way of communicating with people. I had to learn about, using Zoom and Skype, and, I made my studio into, an online friendly studio with multiple cameras, and video mixers and stuff, so I can give the students a really good experience.
Yeah, you've got a really good setup, haven't you? You've got lots of cameras.
So that's, I think I've learned to kind of be a bit more versatile in how I teach.
Yeah.
But otherwise, things haven't really changed. It's really about, what we said earlier, human skills and teaching good music. I still prefer to do face-to-face lessons, if possible. So as much as possible, I try to offer that. Yeah.
I think a lot of people prefer face-to-face lessons. I think with everything going online, I think it has been a good alternative. So, say for example, if someone can't get in, or maybe they've moved away, having that online
or
option.
Too far.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Or if they're not feeling too great, like having that online option there.
That's right.
It's just a really good alternative and an option for a lot of people.
And people move back to like a foreign country, and we still teach, which is good.
Yeah. No, it's really good. It's really good. Cool. So you first started out as a gigging musician, yeah?
Yeah.
What has been your favorite place to play at?
Okay, I think my most memorable gigs, well, there's many of them, but one of them was playing the Lillifer in the States, which was really like a big traveling festival with many women singers. And we had people like Queen Latifah and Chrissy Hine, Emmylou Harris.
Wow.
At the time. And every night we kind of jammed to What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, so all the bands on stage.
Amazing.
And everyone playing, something. So I've got really good memories of that gig, which was a great experience, great festival, great tour, because we went to many different states. And I think I'll do like small gigs better though. I just like really good memories of small gigs where sometimes you just have 2 or 3 people in a bar, and you have the best gig of your life. It really depends. But I mean, I have good memories. You've got bad memories as well. That happens, but
well, I was going to ask actually, do you have any funny stories from your gigging days? Because I'm sure there was lots of stuff.
I mean, I think I've told you that. We had this guy in that band who used to well, every time we went out for a drink, he never had any money to pay for anything. We knew he had money in his pocket. It was just really tight as hell, and this guy used to eat all the leftovers after we went up to a restaurant. That was funny. He used to suck on the chicken bones. This was the violin player
nasty
in that band. And he was, and it's just not a one-off event because he used to do that every time. But that was fun. That's the memory I have.
That's quite funny. Okay, so I've only got one more question for you. I'll let you get on. But do you have anything in store for the future? Are you working on any projects at the moment?
Yes, sure. I'm working on a drum book. I just started meeting today with the guy, who's going to be editing it, and so that's kind of a big project I've been working on for 2 years. It's a 3-book project, really. One is for beginners to intermediate, the next one intermediate to advanced, and then I'm doing a technique manual as well.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Hal Leonard, the publishers at the moment. So this is kind of something we expect to see happen in the next few months. It's been a long job, but I think we finally get in there.
What made you want to do this in the first place?
Really, the idea is to have my own book, is to really condense what I've been teaching into one book, because I've been using many different books.
Right. So you wanted it all in one place.
Yeah, you've got these, kind of standard books drummers use, and I always pick, pages from one and pages from another one.
Right.
But I just wanted to really, use this inspiration to create my own book. So I put everything that I teach into one book, and the book is full of great audio tracks as well. We recorded about 100 tracks.
Oh, wow.
And my friend Mark Fletcher is playing in the second book on all the jazz tracks. So, I'm really looking forward for this to be released.
Amazing. Well, we're looking forward to having that on our music stands. Thank you very much for talking with me today, and I will see you soon.
Thank you, Katie.